Now official, as of April 25th, any permanent resident of the United States may not leave the country, and those outside will not be able to return due to a new executive order.
Since President Trump took office, there have been incidents of tourists being held by ICE for weeks. Now, European countries making it clear, even if you do have a visa, you are not guaranteed entry to the U.S.
So they're not lying. They're definitely targeting brown people coming back into the United States.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. This is Passport Nomad, and today, as always, I'm going to ask you at this time to please, if you would, subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell so you can keep up on all my newest content. Today, I want to talk about what's going on with the United States of America and our president, Donald Trump. And what he's doing as far as travel bans are concerned now with all the new travel ban system. I'm seeing a lot of TikToks and videos on social media going around saying such things as it's getting harder for people to get into the country, especially its own citizens being Americans, whether you're naturally born, a permanent citizen, or they're confiscating cell phones and things like of that nature at customs or immigration or whatever when you're entering back in America. And one even goes so far as saying, and I don't know if this is true, so don't quote me on this. There's a video also saying that if you're an American living in the United States, you can't leave America. And if you're American living abroad trying to come back into the States, you can't come back into the country. I don't know how true that is. It may be fake news. I'm going to check out the video anyway and let you decide. Chances are it's a fake news, but let's see it anyway. But let's get into these videos here and see what's going on social media.
Now official, as of April 25th, any permanent resident of the United States may not leave the country, and those outside will not be able to return due to a new executive order. But that's not all. A leaked draft from the White House, obtained by the New York Times, reveals that the Donald Trump administration has included 43 countries on a red list, which means extreme entry restrictions for its citizens. Sadness grows, for this could be the first step towards even tougher measures against the immigrant community. Experts warn that this decision violates fundamental rights and could affect millions of families. We are seeing the end of the American dream for residents. The controversy is already to networks and media. Is a security measure or a strategy to curb migration?
So yeah, I don't think I'm gonna believe that whole video clip there. First of all, it was done with an AI voice, and just a video that looked like it was just randomly put together. But as far as the other things that they were saying, as far as immigrants go, with banning certain countries for security measures, I'm hearing a bit more about that. Nothing to worry about as far as I'm thinking about the Americans, like you can't leave the country and you can't come back into the country and you're an American city. That's kind of ridiculous. But let's see what some of these other videos are saying and other people are saying.
So they're not lying. They're definitely targeting brown people coming back into the United States. I was in Portugal and London. I was there, I think, for 8 days. And I came home yesterday after a 10-hour flight. I pick up my luggage. I'm at SeaTac, and I'm walking towards what the sign reads as passports. And I make my way, and I start to get in line, and a woman in a green outfit looks at me, and she says, "U.S.?" And I said, "Yes." She said, "I'm going to need for you to step out of line and go that way." Standing that way were two ICE officers. And so it's not that they were mean, they weren't nice either. They asked me for my name and where I've been, if I have anything to declare, if I had any, meats or fruits or anything like that. And I said no. They said, take your hat off, look into that camera. And so they snapped my picture and then it came back approved. And then they said that way. And I made my way that way.
So I'm going to ask my audience, what do you believe? Does this sound like this is really going on? Do you really think they're targeting brown people, or is it groups of people from certain countries? That sounds, I could be more fair and say that from certain countries that they have a security check on, and they're just making on everyone that's coming into the country is who they say they are. But let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Let's check out the next video.
President Trump took office, there have been incidents of tourists being held by ICE for weeks. Now, European countries making it clear, even if you do have a visa, you are not guaranteed entry to the U.S. Britain, Germany, Finland, and Denmark among the countries who have updated their travel advisories. The United Kingdom warning its citizens you may be liable to arrest or detention if you break the rules. Germany's Federal Foreign Office making its own updates to the travel advisories, saying travelers that even have a valid authorization permit or U.S. visa doesn't guarantee the right to enter the country, and if refused, there is no legal action to take against the decision. And Denmark telling its transgender citizens to contact the U.S. Embassy before traveling to the United States, the U.S. only recognizing two genders, male or female. A travel expert I spoke with says she's concerned about these travel warnings.
There are hundreds of thousands of Americans who work in the travel industry, so this could be very bad for the economy in general.
A woman in Washington who migrated to the U.S. more than 50 years ago has been detained in Tacoma for over a month. Her family says she was stopped by Custom and Border Protection when returning from a trip to the Philippines. They say Lulyn Dixon, who is 64 years old, is a lawful permanent resident of the United States. An immigration attorney telling the family there's a potential reason for her detainment, an embezzlement conviction in 2021.
It's been so long. Then it happened, and that was a mistake. She's been here over 50 plus years. Like, you would think that being a permanent resident is protected.
Yeah, so as we can see here, that lady is from the Philippines, and she's been a resident for the past 50 years as a U.S. citizen living in America. But she often, just like many Filipinos do, they tend to travel back to their home country in the Philippines here to see their families, and then they go back and go back to their lives in America. Is this sounds like a bad mistake, or how do you guys feel about this situation? Do you think it was, they're in the right to do that? I mean, it seems like the laws and everything is getting really strict. Like, he's really ruling the country with an iron fist when it comes to the protection. But anyway, I just want you guys' opinions on this. And apparently this is actually on the news, as they just said. This is happening with immigration and people that are coming into the country. So just leave your thoughts, share your thoughts in the comments, and please be respectful about it. Yeah, it's a situation here. And does this actually make it harder for Americans coming back on through as well? Because we're going to have to actually show our passports, our IDs, and everything, and prove that we really are Americans returning home. So tell me your thoughts in the comments about this, guys.
Breaking news, guys. The Trump administration is finalizing a major new travel ban that could affect citizens from several countries, potentially more extensive than previous bans. A draft proposal includes a red list of countries whose citizens could face a complete ban from entering the United States, with Afghanistan being a key focus. Afghan citizens, including those with valid visas, could face a full ban. The proposed red list consists mainly of countries who were restricted under the previous version of Trump's travel ban, including Cuba, Iran, Libya, North Korea, Somalia, Sudan, Syria, Venezuela, and Yemen. The new system includes orange and yellow categories, which could limit visas and travel access based on security concerns. Countries not cooperating with vetting and other traveler information will face a strict ban.
So it looks like that this is a pretty hot topic going on the internet, on social media, and in the news in America about immigration and travel bans. At this point, I want to ask you guys your thoughts and your opinions. How do you think this is going to affect the American economy? Will it affect us? Will it not affect us? Do you think it's a good thing or a bad thing? Just let me know your thoughts in the comments. That's all I got for today. Thanks for coming by. Before you leave, please don't forget to subscribe, like, hit that notification bell so you can keep up on my content. Till next time, this is Passport Nomad, signing off.